Hi, everybody. Julie Williams here from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. So, if you happen to hear a little bit of background noise behind me, it shouldn't be too loud because the noise gate is doing a pretty good job of quieting it. But let me tell you, this is the party town of Puerto Vallarta, and it's quite noisy here. So, we're here to talk with James Alburger, who is the author of The Art of Voice Acting, which is used as a textbook at many major universities, among other things like winning multiple Emmy Awards, just stuff like that. James is the co-executive producer of the Voiceover International Creative Experience, that the world's first international convention for voice actors, which ran for about 5 years. That was the Voice VOICE conventions, where I got to meet James in person. His reputation preceded him, but to meet in person. And since '97, he's been working with people who would like to break into voiceover, taking an actor's initial choices to a whole new level through his understanding of the nuance of interpretation and delivery and blocking and timing and character. He has directed hundreds of commercial voice talent. So believe me, you're in good hands here. And he's also directed specialty performers and on-camera talent, but we'll just stick with the voiceover talents here. Anyway, so James is with us to give you a free mini lesson to get a taste of what you can learn at a free webinar. Not a free webinar, I'm sorry, at a webinar tomorrow night. And sorry, James. And
It'd be nice if it was free, but
I know, but we have costs. But I mean, this is live, so you can't backtrack and say take two. Anyway, the webinar is tomorrow night. We're going to have details on that. So tell us now, how do we gain insight on how to about telling the story and the script itself and grabbing the attention, and basically give us a taste of what we're going to learn tomorrow night.
Okay. Basically, when we're working with a script, and it doesn't matter what kind of a script it is, there are a number of things that we have to do as the voice actor. We have to be able to interpret the script. We have to perform the script, of course. And our objective in all of that is to inform our audience, the listener, in a variety of different areas and different ways in order for them to truly understand what the message is that we're trying to communicate. And that's what we are. We're communicators. And in order to communicate, we have to have a fundamental understanding of at least what I teach are 7 core elements of a performance. And I cover these in my book at length and in my workshops also. And that's going to be really the focus of tomorrow night's webinar, is how to use these 7 core elements in the context of a script. And there's also another layer that goes with that, which I call IEEO, which is 4 components of communication that we'll be getting into as well. And when you put those 4 communication components together with the 7 elements of performing a script and working with a script to really woodshed it and understand what that story is all about, the difference in the communication is astounding. Mm-hmm. It makes all the difference in the world. So that's going to be
if you're watching us live, feel free to put in a comment or ask a question. We'll be happy to answer. Sorry, James, go ahead.
Oh, no problem. So that's going to be the essence of tomorrow night's program. And I do plan on working with a couple of people that are on the call and bringing them in to do some coaching during the webinar, so that it really drives home how these processes work. And it's a process. Just most of you, if you've done anything in voiceover at all, you've probably learned something about woodshedding a script. And that is basically breaking it down into the component parts of the script in order to come up with some sort of an interpretation. Lots of different ways of doing that. And in all of my time in working with voice talent, and that goes back, by the way, to the 1970s. So yeah, I'm an old guy. But I worked with a lot of A-class talent when I was in Hollywood back in the early 70s before I got into television, and then worked with more voice talent on a daily basis in television. And throughout all that time, I developed these 7 core elements, boiled everything down into 7 parts that work really, really well. And it's acronymically, there's a nice word for you, really easy to remember and easy to put to use. So that's going to be the focus for the webinar tomorrow night.
Is there anything that people can do to prepare if they would like to be? I mean, if they're hoping that they can be chosen as one of the people that gets to be directed by you, is there anything they should do to prepare for that?
Not really. No, because I'll be working with, I don't care what the level of experience is for the person I work with, because wherever they start, I'll take them someplace different. Perfect. So yeah, there's no preparation needed. Just, register for the webinar. You've got to be there in order to, be eligible for that coaching. And we'll just do it as a hand raise or something. It's a Zoom meeting. So, we'll just pick randomly for those coaching sessions. They'll be fairly short because I've only got a little over an hour for the whole program, and there's a lot to cover. It's a lot of
to pack
information.
into an hour. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got the PowerPoint all set, so I'm ready to go.
Okay, so the webinar we're talking about is tomorrow night with James Alburger, and it'll be that. And tomorrow night, by the way, in case you're not watching live, is Tuesday, the 25th of October, 2022, yep. 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's only $59.95, packed hour with tons of information. You'll learn how to make any script grab the listener's attention like instantly, how to break down a script to determine how to most effectively engage the listener, how to make solid choices to tell the story in the way that may be most compelling, stuff like that, much, much more. So join us tomorrow night. Again, it's at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And there's a link in the comments below where you can sign up, only $59.95. And we are looking forward to seeing you there. Do you have any other comments?
No, just looking forward to seeing everybody on the webinar tomorrow. It's a packed hour, as you said, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, if you've got my book already and you've read through the book, you already know the basics of what I'm talking about, and we're going to get into the weeds a little bit more tomorrow night. Cool.
Okay. Also, want to just give you guys a little heads up that both James and I are going to be live at VO Atlanta. Sales went on this morning. That sales started for tickets. It started this morning, and I've got a link below for you to go. And we look forward to meeting you. I'll be teaching a couple sessions. I'm sure. Do you know what you're doing that yet?
I do, and I'm not going to announce that until we get closer to it. But one interesting thing about VO Atlanta is my former partner Penny Abshire and I were presenters. We did 3 programs at the very first VO Atlanta in 2012. And so now I'm returning. I'm coming back 10 years later, 10th anniversary of VO Atlanta. So
that's how long it's been for me there too. But you know what? It's going to be fabulous. I mean, that's why I'm going back this year, because it's.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great. And
management is a little different, and it's going to be fabulous.
Yeah, with J. Michael Collins and Anna putting this thing together, it's going to be incredible.
Right. It just can't be beat. So hopefully we'll see you there. But before then, we want to see you tomorrow night on the webinar. Again, check the link below. Have a blessed day, everybody.
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.